Hey friends, Dawn here from Tech Savvy Creative. I am so excited to dive into day 4 of our Spring Clean Your Tech Challenge with you. Today's challenge is a bit of a doozy, but it's one of those that you will feel so much better once it's done. We're going to be diving into cleaning up our mobile devices. This also might include a tablet, an iPad, or another mobile device if you have one. So let's get started, but before we do that, let's remember that this is a process. This is not something you're going to do in 5 minutes. There might be tasks that you want to take care of right away and other tasks that you want to wait until you have some more time, and that's totally okay. Remember, small changes can equal big results. So don't lose the faith, friends. You've got this, and you will be so thankful you did.
We are going to start our spring clean for our mobile devices by purging apps that you no longer use. I organize my phone fairly simply. I keep my favorite apps on my home screen, and then everything else goes into the etc. folder. Today we're going to be cleaning out those apps that you no longer use, and if you have an app that is used only a couple times a year, like fantasy football for example, we're going to go ahead and remove that too. Remember, you can always re-download an app if you need it. To organize your apps, open one up, push and hold on one of these apps, and click Edit Home Screen. All right, on to step 2. Next, we're going to review our notifications and turn off as many notifications as possible. For me, I prefer to keep all of them off except for essential apps like my alarm system and also my phone and text messages. So you're going to go to your settings and then notifications and start reviewing and turn off what you can. To answer a few questions, I do turn off badges for my emails. I do keep them on for VIP emails in my personal inbox. However, I keep my business emails off, and I do that because I can always check it if I need to, but it does prevent me from any unnecessary distractions. I found this to be very freeing, and it gives me a lot of focus when I'm on my phone and trying to get tasks done. So totally recommend trying it. Again, if it doesn't work for you, you can always turn them back on. All right, step 3 is optional, but it does help you quite a bit if you're short on space. We are going to go into our settings and our phone storage, and then check how much space our messages are taking. So I've actually cleaned this out fairly recently, and I still have 10.5 gigs being used in my messages. So if you can, I highly recommend deleting any messages that you can. I send a lot of pictures and videos of my daughter to my family, so that group text definitely needed to get purged. If you need to keep any of these messages, of course do that, but go ahead and delete any messages that you don't need a history of. Okay, finishing that up, getting rid of my last few, and there we go, much better. All right, so next we're gonna move on to our browser and clearing our tabs, cache, and history from here. So what you can do is if you press and hold on those tabs on the bottom, you can actually close all of those tabs in one click, which is super helpful if you have a ton of tabs open. Go ahead and close those out. Next, we are gonna jump over to our settings, and then we're gonna jump over to Safari. Once we're here, we're going to scroll down to Clear History and Website Data. Go ahead and click that. There we go. All done. All right, our next step is to offload any app data that we no longer need. So to do this, I'm going to head to my phone storage, and then I'm going to take a look at the apps that are taking some space. So for me, Spotify, Podcast, Audible are some big culprits. Now, something to look at if you use podcasts, I realized before I started recording this video that I had over 30 gigs of one podcast downloaded to my phone. So make sure you don't make that mistake that I did. I love Dave Ramsey, but I did not need 300 episodes on my phone. Go ahead and remove any of those episodes you no longer need, and do the same for Audible. Now, Audible doesn't hold that information here in the settings, so you will have to go into the app and actually remove the books from those devices. Remember though, that you are not permanently losing anything here. We are simply just offloading it from the app. I can always come back and re-download it later if I need to. All right, let's take a look. There we go. Much better. Saves me a lot of space that I can use elsewhere. All right, our next step is a bit of a doozy, and remember that this does not have to be done in one sitting. Next, we're going to tackle our photos. What I suggest doing is breaking this up into small chunks. Let's focus on little wins for right now, but if you want to go through your entire library, break it up by weeks or by months. Grab a coffee or maybe your favorite glass of wine at the end of the day and make it your goal to get through March of 2020, for example. Work in these small chunks and don't try to complete your entire photo library in one sitting. You will drive yourself crazy. When I do this, I try to look for things like screenshots, maybe duplicates of the same picture, just getting rid of those things that I no longer need in my library. Another thing we want to do is actually check our recently deleted folder. For me, I have over 3,000 photos in here and they're all taking space on my device. Go ahead and purge those photos and free up that space. All right, much better. For our last step, I'm going to suggest a spring cleaning of the physical phone itself. These phones get so dirty, so take the case off and go ahead and wipe it down. If you need a new screen protector or case, now's your time to treat yourself to one of those too. Here are some of my favorite cases and screen protectors that I use on my devices. For screen protectors, I love the protectors that have a hard surface to them and that actually crack rather than cracking your screen. They're super cheap, easy to install, and I really love them. You can find those cases and screen protectors in the link in the description below.
All right, friends, that's a wrap for day 4. Now, as you're watching this, you've probably not even scratched the surface of the things that you have to do. But remember, this is a process. You've got this, friends. You will take care of this, and you will be so glad that you did. Tomorrow, we're going to be on day 5 of our 5-day challenge, and we're going to be tackling our files. Again, this is a bigger one, but you will be so glad that you did it. If you have any questions for me, feel free to drop them in the comments below. And if you like these videos, please subscribe to our channel. I'm so excited to help you on day 5. Again, I'm Dawn with Tech Savvy Creative, and we'll see you tomorrow.